Hey everybody, Mapping Out here. Welcome back to Cool Foods. Today we're going to do just a little bit of a saute, a little vegetable saute. We have oyster mushrooms. Some of my favorite sides are mushrooms, and some of my favorite mushrooms are oyster mushrooms. They got a lot of flavor to them. They're very beefy, very meaty. You can add a lot of things to them that really finish off the dish. Today we're going to do it with a little shallot. We're going to do a little garlic. We're going to do a little fresh thyme, and then we're going to finish it off with butter. Oyster mushrooms are really nice for a reason, because they fill you up. You don't need a whole lot of them. They feed a great sized family. They're really cool. They actually were cultivated in Germany. They started by feeding the soldiers in World War II. They were on a lot of food shortages, so they started cultivating and started growing a lot of different foods, and mushrooms were a very popular dish. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so let's go over our mise en place. Remember, mise en place is the gathering of your ingredients. So we're going to start with these beautiful oyster mushrooms. They're all grown here in nice sunny Florida, and they're pretty heavy. They're really meaty. They're really great produce. All right, we're going to put that to the side. We're going to start with some shallots, some garlic. Here's our butter. We're going to finish it off, and we're going to throw a little thyme in there. So first, let's chop our shallots, shall we? So take that root end off. Put that to the side. When I cut shallots, which are a member of the lily family, which is like garlic and leeks and onions and green onions, I like to slice them long ways. So we're just going to give them a nice little slice. We're going to try this here too. All right, beautiful shallots. We're going to take our garlic, give it a nice smash, and then just a rough chop. We don't really want too much of a mince. I like biting into a big piece of cooked garlic. Some people don't, but then again, this is my house. So we're gonna do it the way I wanna do it. All right, so we got this beautiful garlic. We're gonna put that to the side. Scrape up a little garlic, put that to the side. All right, so back to the mushrooms. Now, we want to keep these as solid and as whole as possible. So I like to slice them down the middle, just like that. This one here, that's just going to be a beautiful presentation on a plate, just as it is. All right, this is a nice big one here. Lovely. All right, got a couple more pieces here that are kind of whole. We want to trim. I'm going to trim off some. All right, so we're at the stove. Time to cook. I'm going to start off with a little olive oil. And remember, don't use your extra virgin olive oil. Don't use all that fancy stuff. Save that for your cold food. Save that for your salads. Okay, so we got a nice hot pan. We got a good tablespoon and a half of hot olive oil in there. Not too hot. Olive oil can burn very quickly. So we want to swirl that around. Keep your flame kind of medium. All right, we're going to start with the shallots first. Oh, I love that sound. That's a beautiful sound. So we're going to move these shallots around. When you saute, you want to make sure that you coat all of your foods, no matter what they are, evenly in your cooking fat. And we're going to keep an eye on these because we want to get them translucent. We don't want to brown them, although I love brown caramelized shallots. With this dish, we just want to keep them kind of firm. All right, so we're going to let that cook for a good 40 seconds, maybe even a minute. We're going to get it nice and soft. But like I said, we're going to keep a medium flame on. We don't want to burn anything. All right, so we got nice toasted shallots. We're going to throw in our garlic. Remember, garlic is very temperamental. We don't want to burn the garlic. Never burn the garlic. So I'm just going to swirl that in there. There's still plenty of fat in there, coating the shallots, coating the pan. So we're just going to swirl that around Good 15-20 seconds. Toast that up. Again, we don't want to brown the garlic. As you see, I browned the shallots a little bit, but they still look great. And if you could smell through the phone, though, you would love it. All right, we're toasting the garlic. I can smell everything beautifully. Very loud. Make sure you make as much noise as possible. All right, now we're going to toss in our shrooms. We're just going to go right in the pan. Right in the pan. You can hear that little sizzle. We want to make sure that garlic and shallots get off of the bottom of the pan because that's where the heat is. We want to slow down their cooking and toss them with our cold mushrooms. A little symbiotic relationship there. As the mushrooms warm from the outside in, our garlic and our shallots are going to cool off. So now I'm going to throw in the thyme. I'm going to throw in the chopped thyme. There's some people who want to finish this off with white wine or vegetable stock or chicken stock, which is fine. I like to keep mine a little drier. Oh man, I can smell that thyme. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. Like I said, this is going to be a great side dish for roasted chicken or a steak, pork chops. All right, we're gonna lower our heat to medium-low, and we're just gonna let that cook and steam. Very nutritious dinner here. We're gonna use a little butter at the end, but remember, we only started with like a tablespoon of olive oil. So it's a pretty low fat, low cal. It's a fun dish. You can find oyster mushrooms in a lot of great specialty markets. And actually, there are a lot of websites out there who will sell you the starter kits. Now that's fun. That's like a family game right there, growing your own mushrooms. All right, we're looking good. So now I'm going to toss in my butter. Let that start to melt. Cover that up a little bit. And we're also going to start with our seasoning. A little note on seasoning. I like to make my seasoning ahead of time. It's all about the ratio. I go 3 parts kosher salt and 1 part cracked black pepper. That way you always have your seasoning ready to go. And it's your special blend. If you want to throw in some smoked paprika, some ground cumin, some chili flakes, whatever you want, that is your personal seasoning mix. Me, I just like the salt and the black pepper. I choose to use kosher salt a lot. It's got a great flavor. And that, my friends, is our sauteed oyster mushrooms with shallots and garlic. All right, friends, there we go. Sauteed oyster mushrooms with shallot and garlic. Smells great, looks great. We kept it kind of meaty. You see that we didn't really cook it that long. Maybe 2-3 minutes tops on each product, except for the garlic. Remember, the garlic is very, very temperamental, so we do it very quickly. It's great. I can smell the garlic. I can smell the butter. I can smell the mushrooms. I can even smell the thyme that cooked in there. It's fantastic. It's absolutely wonderful. I do this a lot, maybe a couple times a month when I see my oyster mushrooms on sale at my normal store. They're not very expensive. I think this whole pack was about $4. It was not expensive at all. It's really great. It's very healthy. Like I said, it's loaded full of nutrients. It's got a good protein count, and it's low carb, low fat, except for that butter. I like throwing a little butter in there just to glaze it up, to keep everything together, and that nice, wonderful dairy flavor at the very end. But there you go. So it's very easy to do. It's very easy to try at home. Try that with any other kind of mushrooms you want. Button mushrooms, even shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are very popular in Asian cuisine. But remember, if you don't have all those Asian spices and soy sauces and cooking liquids and Asian vegetables, it's still just a mushroom. You can cook it with butter and thyme and whatever else you want. So oyster mushrooms are my favorite, but you can go any way you like. All right, once again, my name's Matt. Thank you for watching Cool Foods, and we'll see you next time.